Other top tips, if you can reduce the number of links you have in your emails, that helps get through spam filter, especially if it is cold
Mm.
outreach. Neil, you gave a number to that, I think, in a call previously.
I say that if you're sending a cold email to somebody for the first time, if you have more than 2 hyperlinks within your email, it will most likely get blocked by spam.
Mine will have 4 currently. So at the bottom here, unsubscribe and manage preferences is 2 links, which people forget about. And obviously each of the follow buttons and the book demo. So I've got 5, but this isn't cold. They have reached out to me, but that I know is an important thing for cold emailing. So yeah, it's just to echo what Neil said. And, for those that are visual learners, there was a visual example of that cool 10-second call to action and dropping all the niceties. None of that says, hello, person I'm sending it to. It is just straight in the inbox. Basically follow us on socials. So yeah, hopefully that helps, Assie.
Does help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mason. Appreciate your coach. Darcy, do you have a question or do you have a comment?
More of a question, but also following from what Essie said. I know we touched on this a couple of weeks ago with breakup emails,
Mm.
but I don't know. Do you know, like we're talking about like memes and like how that helps and how that brings people around. I didn't know if like there was other approaches that work well that weren't like the memes. Because some people, I get when you've had good conversations and it blanks, but what you need to understand is mine with me and Jimmy. Sometimes we've spoken on the phone once, like the relationship's not there to be sending funny stuff across. It is just someone you spoke to once and you've been chasing. So just want to know some approaches with deading them off, like breaking up emails that will hopefully make them come back around eventually.
I got you, my dude. So on this point, let me show you kind of like what I do. And this falls into the realm of breakup or at least closing the loop on the conversation, right? Especially when you don't have that relationship with that person. And then Essie, at the end of this, I will show you how I find people's numbers personally using a little tool which I'm about to show you called Ample Market. So just a disclaimer, this isn't me pitching or selling Ample Market. This is just showing you how I actually do this in day-to-day life. Team, can you see a lovely rocket on your screen? Okay, cool. So Ample Market, this is my prospecting tool. And if I go into this little thing called Unibox, this is basically my inbox for my emails and my LinkedIn all in one space, right? But if I go, for example, Darcy, this morning I was messaging an SDR manager, guy called Aaron, and I led in with my typical pitch of, problems that I go with. And then I sent him a follow up video this morning, basically saying the same thing, right? But he did get back and he said, "Thanks, Neil, all good for the moment, but I'll keep you in mind, sir." And what I then say to that, Darcy, is no problem, Aaron. Thanks for letting me know. If you ever need help with SDRing in future, feel free. I also run a free Zoom every Monday called Coach on Call, and I've got the link to it. So again, if we don't have the funny memes, then I think to myself, well, what resources could I give to this person to keep it either going or at least close the loop on it? So this guy isn't looking for SDR training or coaching, fine. But here is a link if something comes of interest. I could even take it further one step by saying, Darcy, cool. If it's not for you now, maybe let's catch up next quarter. But here's my booking link if you want to bring that discussion a bit sooner as well. So it's saying, here's another way of approaching me or connecting with me through my link. But Darcy, does that help with other ways, or how would you see yourself using something like this?
Yeah, definitely. Like that's, for example, we do occasional webinars here, and if someone's not responding, I'll say must not be a priority, but in case you want to have a look, I'm more than happy to share a webinar link with you, for example, or stuff like that. I'll say it's not the right timing. If it is, let me know. But I don't know. I just felt like when you were speaking about the memes and stuff, I feel like they got such a good response. I know Kirst was saying that she gets loads from it. So I thought, is there an alternative that you're going to get loads from it? Because usually, if you're offering someone stuff, they like, then unless it's £1 million, they're actually not that bothered.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's just like another way. I think it's just let's try the memes maybe.
You can do.
Yeah.
Memes is one way. Messaging or resources are valuable, can continue the conversation going, especially if they're not ready for now. You want to make yourself memorable, right? Because I get prospected and I actually love being prospected. And if I say to the person, not a fit, not good for me, sometimes I hear no response. And as a sales coach, I'm like, well, you could ask me a little bit more, or is there anything else that you could give me? So I will keep going till I get a complete no from that person. But the other side of it is actually cocked up with my prospecting the other day. Would everybody like to see an example of Neil messing up his prospecting?